Hello, my family. Okay, so currently we don't have any cooking videos. Instead, we have more informative videos because we are definitely getting ready for the new season. And I'm going to tell y'all, right after New Year's, I'm hitting it. I've got a lot of ideas that I want to do on the farm, and I cannot wait to get back to you with this. So let's go with its introduction, and after the introduction, we will be right back. Okay, my family. So, y'all, I was disappointed. I'm just going to tell you, I was seriously disappointed. I went and bought some fresh blueberries. They looked beautiful. They were huge. They were just absolutely gorgeous. Nice, dark bluish color. Came home, got me a handful for a snack, put it in a jar, washed them underneath my sink, and those were the tartest. The tart. They were just, there was no flavor but tart. I've never known a blueberry to taste like that. It's disappointing. So I ran up on some information here that I want to pass to you because right now, y'all, most of us, we're getting through a season. Our season does not start again at least till spring, when we start planting seeds toward the end of winter, end of June or January, beginning of February, depend on where you live, some much later. However, y'all, this is vital information. We're getting by, and for the most part, because of what we're already learning, we need to get by now so we know what to do for our new season this year. And this is where I'm going to come in to try to help you, because you're not the only ones. I'm doing the same. Currently, I said I wasn't going to raise anything in my beds this year. Well, after what I have been learning, after what I have been experiencing, y'all, I have kale, spinach, and some salad greens growing in one of the raised beds. It's a leafness type vegetables. I'm trying to get through where we can eat those, because I know that there's going to be more nutrients in that than what I am buying from the store. However, this is what this video is about. If you are like me in all aroundness, you are currently buying fruit and vegetables from the grocery store. How do we get the most nutrients, vitamins, and minerals out of something that has very, very little? And that's what I'm going to help you do right now. So I'm going to sit here with you all. Okay, so first of all, at one point in my introduction, you seen a plant that have little red calyx on it, which is called a Jamaican sorrel. Y'all, that's the tea that I'm drinking from this. This thing is packed with nutrients, vitamins, minerals, lower blood pressure, help with weight loss. It just helps with your digestive system. So, and it's so amazing. So what is in this? This is actually, I'm super excited, Caribbean Jamaican sorrel tea. It's a Christmas tea. And so I had exactly enough Jamaican sorrels from my own homegrown plant before the frost hit to get 1 cup dehydrated. And even though it was dehydrated, I still locked in those nutrients because it wasn't overheated. So with that, I had 1 cup of Jamaican sorrel. I had, let's see, there's ginger in here, fresh grated ginger. There is orange peel, there is cinnamon sticks, there is whole cloves, whole allspice, and I'm using sugar substitute. So this thing is packed with so much flavoring, and I'm just sitting here enjoying this with you. What does Jamaican sorrel taste like? Y'all, picture a cranberry. That's as close as you're going to get to a cranberry. And it is so, so highly beneficial to you. I will tell you, it is a summer loving plant. It loves all the way up to fall. It does not whatsoever like winter. So if you're going to grow this, go by your season. Start at your point for spring. Get those seeds planted early. Get them in the ground. And then you should have your calyx before your first frost. So just keep that in mind. If you have a chance to try to grow this, please do. They're amazing. If not, there is another option you can do, and you can order Jamaican sorrel hibiscus rosellis. It goes by Jamaican sorrel, it goes by rosellis, it goes by hibiscus rosellis. You can buy this on Amazon dried. You get a big old pack, and y'all, you can make a ton of Jamaican sorrel tea. So that is another option. Now, to get where we're going, how to get the best nutrients and vitamins and minerals from the store-bought food, our fruits and vegetables that we are getting at the store that is pretty much just about dead. So the 10 best ways, or the best ways to work on this, and I wrote this down, was honestly, so this isn't completely about stores in a sense of it, but it is. If you can, and if you are blessed, I'm just going to say that. If you are blessed enough to be able to go to a local market, and I've seen some most amazing markets. The ones I envy, y'all, are the ones out in the Mediterranean, because they have fruits, vegetables, herbs, fish, meat, everything is an amazing fresh market. Something we in the United States absolutely need. I do know near Flint, Michigan, they have some out there too. I was at one, and it's amazing. I don't know if they would have them in the wintertime, but I do know that they did in the summertime, and I love those markets. So if you're blessed to go to those markets, please do. However, I need you to know this. Okay, you want to be able to get ones who just fresh picked from their farm that day, honestly, and it's gonna be hard. And let me explain to you why. This also pertains to those of us who grow our own vegetables, and then we go out to harvest. I did not know this information, y'all, and this was vitally important for me. So when I take my basket and I go out in my summertime and I pick my tomatoes, or I pick my bell peppers, or sometimes, honestly, I get so wound up, I pick my vegetables, I'll set them aside, and I'll get to them when I can get to them. However, here's some vital information I did not know. So if you want to, you can find a local gardener or your own. Make sure it's picked within the first 72 hours. Because after 72 hours, nutrients and vitamins, very beneficials, start losing their value. So this is when that picking is so really important, and time. Honestly, y'all, I did not know this. And I sit here thinking about how much I had lost even in my own garden. Now, granted, I'm still going to get a whole lot more than I would at the grocery store, but still, how much more could I have gotten from my own garden if I would have done this within the first 72 hours? Now, here's a key factor that's pretty interesting. So let's choose bell peppers. Now, I just picked my bell peppers. Within the 72-hour mark, I decide that I have more than I need. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take and chop them up. Now, we've done that. We processed them, okay? And we preserved, not processed, but we preserved our bell peppers. How? Freezing. Did you know when I did that, I locked those nutrients in those vegetables? They can't be lost through freezing. And this was another benefit from the grocery store. I don't know exactly what the timeline is on frozen vegetables at the store, but it kind of makes me wonder, does the frozen vegetables at this point have more nutrients and vitamins than the ones we are buying fresh? So don't cast out those frozen ones, y'all. This can also, those will be used in what we're doing right now in this discussion. Use those frozen vegetables. We don't know, maybe they have more nutrients and vitamins than even our fresh. So use those too. Sometimes you can get those cheaper than the fresh stuff. So there is one vital information. So either you get it from a local farmer or from your own. Remember that timeline, 72 hours. And if you have to, y'all, take notes. I did. Take notes. Okay, so the next step. Soak, chop, crush, and blend. These are really important as well. In food preparations, soaking, chopping, and blending, and all of this is going to make something happen to your food. Amazingly, ways that you never dreamed of. Okay, so cutting up. Cutting up fruit and vegetables usually frees up nutrients by breaking down the rigid cell walls. So when we manipulate it, basically, when we crush that vegetable or we cut it up, we've broke the walls of the vegetable, and we start, what's ever left in that vegetable is now being released. Now we need to do this immediately. We need to consume it that day, period. Make sure you only do this on the meal that you're going to prep for that night, because you're going to get everything that's left in it right there. So cutting it up is really good. Don't cut pre-cut. Pre-cut, you're going to lose what's left, period. That it's going to be, as we talk in the Christian world, dry, dead bones. You're not going to have nothing left in it. So don't cut it. And even we love fruit cups. Don't cut anything until you're going to consume it that day. Preparing ahead of time, in this case, will not work. Again, though, I don't know about the fresh fruits or the frozen. Now, I have been taking my palate a step further. The reason I did the blueberries is because, like most chefs, when we learn to cook, the first thing that we are taught is taste our food. Tasting our food is highly important. It tells us from texture, flavor, and also many different ways what this item tastes like. So that's how I found out that my blueberries did not taste like a blueberry. It was tart, as if it was unripe. It looked ripe, but it was very much unripe. Now, the next step I'm going to do is, in learning to taste my food, I'm going to purchase a small bag of frozen fruit. And in each one, I want to taste if there's any difference in flavor with those. Now, I will tell you, I will reveal it if I do. And if you do, if you have a chance before I do to taste frozen that have been defrosted fruits and vegetables, please let me know what you find, because this is an experiment we need to know, y'all. Did our nutrients and vitamins get locked in the frozen food versus our fresh food? Because if it is, frozen is going to be our way to go. Okay? So cutting them up is the one thing. Remember, though, don't cut unless you're going to use it that day. Crushing and chopping. This is extremely important and very, very useful even in our herbs. And onions. Things that, okay, crushing and chopping, mincing your garlic. You're going to release a crap load of nutrients and vitamins this way. Doing it whole, just throwing it in your pot whole, I'm sorry, you're going to miss out. Crush that bad boy. If you do not want to mince it, at least take a knife, flatten that, release the juices from that garlic, and then put it in your pot. Do not just throw it in there whole. Even cut is not going to be enough. mash that thing. What it does is it releases alliinase, an enzyme that forms a nutrient called allicin, and it may help against diseases, so such as colds and all these other things. It releases this blocker against it builds up your immune system. In other words, onions are the same thing. You want to crush, chop, whatever, those onions, grate it. Actually, even it's manipulated that bad because you want to break all the cell walls to those. So remember, in your onions, all onions, in your garlics, honestly, you can do this with oranges, limes, and all that as well too. It doesn't have to be a perfect form, and you can cut them as well when you're going to be making fruits, cups or whatever. Soaking. Okay, this is another extreme one, and there is an absolute reason. Y'all, when we were canning, a lot of people say, well, I didn't soak my beans overnight and all this. Honestly, there is a really good reason you want to soak your beans, and I have known this. So, and what I should have done is explained it to you from the beginning. There is a process in those beans that are really not healthy for us. And by soaking them, it takes away the badness. And I forget exactly, I'll have to look into it, but it's called a citric acid or phytic acid. It reduces that. Otherwise, it'll block, and this is where it gets bad. If you do not soak this, if you do not release that protection on these beans, here's what's going to happen. And I did not know this part. By not soaking my beans the night before to release this phytic acid, or at least to reduce it, it will block you from getting absorption of iron, zinc, calcium, and magnesium. Very highly important minerals that we need in our body. These beans of ours, if it's not soaked, will block that from you. So make sure you soak your beans overnight, y'all, before you even cook them the next day or whatever. A lot of us, I didn't grow up doing this in the South. When I moved to the South and my husband started teaching me how to do beans and all that, because I didn't know nothing about this, and I had other people in the South teaching me. I learned like the rest of them. We had a crock pot, or we had a pressure cooker, or just an ordinary pot. We took our beans, we rinsed our beans, put them in the pot, filled them with water, and we cooked them for an hour, released that water, refilled it, and then we cooked them all day long. Now, that could be a way that it was released and minimized as well. That was highly important. And I will explain that, yes, you can do that within that 20 minutes, boil them, 10 or 20 minutes of boiling them. Dump, after 1 hour, y'all. Cover them up, turn off the heat, let them sit for 1 hour, soak them for 1 hour. Please do not skip this step. When that hour is up, you want to dump every bit of that water. Do not save it, do not reuse it. Dump it, rinse your beans, and refill with fresh, clean water. And the reason for that, you do not want any traces left. You want as much minimization of this phytic acid as possible. So make sure you do these steps. It may be extra steps, but do so anyways, y'all. I know some people who have just let it sit for an hour, cranked up the heat, and just started adding seasonings and stuff into the water. Don't do that. Rinse them off. We want all the nutrients and vitamins we can get from these beans. Now, and it's just not just the beans. Now you're going to add your seasonings. We're going to add our crushed onion or our crushed garlic, and maybe we're going to add some bay leaves and some thyme or cumin. And so everything that we add to this on top of what the beans have, the iron and the potassium and all of this inside of them and the proteins, we don't want anything blocked. So the best way to do this, soak them overnight or do that soak for an hour, rinse really well, clean them off and refill your pot. That's going to help you so we can get the best of what we have. Some other things, all fruits except berries. Berries are very delicate, and that includes your raspberries, your blueberries, your blackberries. They're very delicate fruit. You want to keep those in the refrigerator. But honestly, if you ever notice when you buy apples, oranges, pomegranates, none of these are refrigerated. Y'all, they're not meant to be. Do not refrigerate. As tempting as it is, do not refrigerate your fruit. If you do, you're going to lose everything that's left in them. You want to keep this in a room temperature. Of course, keep it in a cool area of your room. I mean, don't put it next to your stove or anything like that. But you don't want to refrigerate these because they can tend, and this has been my biggest mistake, is they tend to deteriorate a lot quicker. So don't do that. Use this just as you bought it, right there in the open, in the room temperature, and you don't have to refrigerate this. We don't want to lose any more nutrients and vitamins than we already have. All the vegetables you do want to refrigerate. And if you'll notice, there is a temperature change in where we're buying at the store. So yes, they're out in the open room temperature, the vegetables are, but they got this rainforest thing. Fruit never has that. The vegetables do. So it kind of, what they're doing is it's being washed. Okay, so there's whatever's on it is being washed away, sort of. We're still having to wash them, but it also keeps them cool. Now, here's the problem though. If you ever notice that over time, those vegetables, and I don't care what store you're at, you're going to start seeing deterioration fairly quickly. They can't keep them out long because actually vegetables need to be refrigerated. So refrigerate all of your vegetables except root vegetables. Now let me verify that. No, all vegetables need to be refrigerated. All herbs, which this is another one I didn't know either. We buy fresh herbs at the store. However, again, just like the rest of it, there's a time span. Same with me. I have done this, y'all. You seen the beautiful display on my counter of fresh cilantro or fresh parsley. I chopped them, come in, and I'll put them in a jar and leave them on there, and I start using them. I have the flavor, absolutely. And I will tell you, the flavor from the grocery store does not taste like mine that I have homegrown, including the basil. However, here is where I was messed up. All the herbs, you want to chop them up, put them in an ice tray with water, and freeze it. The reason for that is you are going to trap nutrients and vitamins in the frozen water. Y'all, I didn't know this. This is a good way if you want fresh fruits or fresh herbs to go ahead and do that. I mean, yes, it's not going to be this viable, beautiful thing when it's done because, well, you froze it, but you're still going to lock in nutrients and vitamins that we need in our body that we're otherwise going to lose. Because personally, we're buying them at the store. We can get cilantro and we can get parsley at 98 cents a bunch, but even unlike me, when I fresh cut mine and stuck it in water, that's just sitting at the grocery store, and every day it's losing more and more nutrients and vitamins till, can you imagine what happens in a week? We're buying dead fruit or dead herbs. So lock them in. honestly, we don't even know how long they're sitting there, so I don't know if there's anything to lock in. So if you happen to love seasonings, please grow your own this season. Honestly, it's going to go falling in line with a lot of even the vegetables. Grow your own. It's the best thing you can do. Okay, eat most water soluble and heat sensitive nutrients raw. Here is some of the water solubles, and there is, if you can't tolerate raw, there is another way of cooking this, and I'm going to tell you that in a minute. But these are the things that came in under the fact of eating water solubles raw: sunflower seeds, peas, beet greens, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, kale, cauliflower, avocado. Okay, so here is what sunflower seeds, peas, beet greens, and Brussels sprouts have. Beet greens. Okay, how would you eat beet greens? Y'all, you remember me doing microgreens? Are you catching on? The greens. And if you can do this, invest in microgreens. Man, y'all are going to give your body a hoorah boost. It's going to become a superfood to your body. These vegetables give you B1 vitamins. Your B5s is broccoli, kale, cauliflower, and avocado. Folate comes from spinach, turnip greens, and broccoli. And then your vitamin C, bell peppers, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. These are really good eaten raw. Have some ranch dressing, whatever. And if you cannot, due to the fact that they are water soluble, the worst thing you can ever do, and I am guilty for I've done this in the past, is I will boil my broccoli, boil my Brussels sprouts, we'll throw them in water, you know, and I know many of us have done that, you know, we've been taught, we watch grandma do this, whatever. However, water solubles, and I'm learning about how to get the best out of my vegetables and my life now. You want to steam them. Steaming is very important because these vegetables already have a ton of water in them. We do not want to release any more from it. We want to kind of lock in as much as possible. That would require very little water, which means steaming our vegetables. We do not want to kill them. We don't want mush. We do want a bite. So steam them only up to a bite, if that makes any sense. So you're going to protect your nutrients and vitamins in these vegetables that are water solubles. Yeah, so these are generally eaten raw to maximize absorption of these nutrients. And then otherwise you cook at a low heat without much water. So yeah, and make sure your heat is low because any high heat you're just going to kill off. The best way with water solubles would be blanching, steaming, sauteing, roasting, and microwave, and not killing them. Remember, I said you want a bite. Food's best cooked. Okay, that would be your tomatoes, carrots, sweet potatoes, all your other potatoes. Believe it or not, yes, you would think, why tomatoes? Because when you cook tomatoes, you release the cell walls like some of these others, and it just releases out its nutrients and vitamins. So you definitely want to cook this. I do a lot of my beans where we will cook our tomatoes. And when I do, I've taken my beans, released all my nutrients and vitamins, throw my beans in, make my dish, and hey, I've got this going on here. So, and I miss my fresh tomatoes because there is definitely a difference. Now, here's about preserving, y'all. So, did you know that freezing and canning does not destroy your nutrients and vitamins on fresh. As a matter of fact, it will lock those in for you. So all these vegetables that you've been canning, all the fruit that you've been canning that maybe came from your own or from a local farmer, you've just locked in everything that you need for your body. The best thing you ever did. For all those that we went and froze, that we grew, you've got a ton in your freezer of nutrients and vitamins waiting to be cooked and released. So y'all, these are, and I'm hoping this video is helping you as much as it helped me, because this was super cool. Yeah, so these are just some of the bits of information that I am learning, and I am getting ready to advance into the new season. I am learning to get more for my money, more for my value, and more for my body. A few things also that I'm going to tell you that I have also learned. If you are not a crocheter, and I totally get that, I've learned the difference between some of the quality in our towels. And so I've gotten some that were super cheap, and y'all, I'm so tired of throwing my towels and stuff away. They don't last long. They don't absorb worth a flip, and they're just useless. But there is one. I will invest in the money. Walmart has them in a good pack for about less than $10. I think you get 3 or 4 in a pack. These, y'all, are 100% cotton towels. These are like super long. And for $10, you get a group of these. They're from Better Homes and Gardens. It says it's made in India. But y'all, these things absorb like crazy. I'm using the Hound out of mine. This, if I'm going to invest in any more towels in my kitchen, these cotton towels, they're 100% cotton. Let me make sure that yes. Yeah, 100% cotton. This is amazing. So I love these towels, y'all. I use them for everything. They got stains, and I don't care. I honestly don't care. I will use these until there's nothing left. I've had these now for a year, and I've only had to throw one away. So, and some of them, they're stained, and like I said, I don't care. They're usable. I'm going to continue to use them. They dry my dishes very well. I bought a couple bundles of them because I'm going through them all the time, and it's the only towel I'm going to use in my kitchen from now on. But if I could, I'd use them in my bathroom too. But that's the only thing I'm using. I am going to learn to cut my costs. I'm going to research better. I'm going to experiment, and I am going to make sure that I have things that are going to last me a good long time, that's going to be beneficial in my homestead, because I'm tired of wasting our money. The quality and everything in life has gone down the drain. So we need to find the best so we can stop wasting our money, because we've done enough of that. Now it's time to rise ourselves up and know what's good, what's best. So this is the first tip of the new season coming up. Cotton towels, y'all. Walmart. They're Walmart specials. I don't exactly remember how many. Hold on, and I got a pack that I have not undone yet. I will let you know how many is in there, and it was $9.98 for that many towels. So give me 1 minute. All right, y'all. So you are going to jump for joy for this. And let me tell you, if there was an immense Christmas gift for economically for anybody in their kitchen, this would be if somebody were to send me or give me a bunch of these for Christmas, I would be so ecstatic, because I have tested this. Like I said, they're not super pretty anymore, but 1 year, and I still have these towels. They're my go-to, and it's nothing else I want. Value for your money? Oh my gosh, y'all. So here's your bundle pack. And they come in categories of the black sets like this. They have grays, and there's, watch y'all, 1, 2, 3, 4. They are your Better Homes and Gardens waffle dual purpose 4-pack kitchen towels, 100% cotton, oversized, 20-inch by 30-inch towels, y'all. $9.98. You cannot get a better deal for your money. And the absorption and the use for these towels, look, you can take, I'm not advocating this. I'm not getting nothing out of this. What I am going to do is make sure you get something out of this better than what we have been doing. Quality is my goal this year. Quantity is my goal this year. Better is my goal this year, and I'm going to pass this on to you. So, this is number 1, right before Christmas. These are the best gifts you can give somebody in their kitchen. Towels? Yes, towels. Okay, so when you take your pan, your baking casserole dish out of the oven, you can literally put that dish on these towels. They're wide enough. You can double it, and you got double the thickness. You're going to protect your counter. You can use this as a drying mat. They're super big, y'all. Like I said, they're huge. You can use these for a drying mat. You can use these to dry your dishes, wash your hands, clean your counters, whatever you want to do. This is a very good quality, and for less than $10, y'all, 4 of these oversizers, you cannot beat this. This is definitely in my kitchen, and this is the only thing I use from now on. So I'm hoping this helped you. I actually bought a couple extra. I really want to go get some more, but I'm not going to do that. For me, I have 3 sets, or 3 or 4 sets total. So I love them. I absolutely love them, and they're soft too. I've washed these. I've washed these too, whatever. And they're cheap enough so if they do get really, really bad, I can toss it without any guilt and go get some more. So that is, if you want some Christmas gift ideas that are practical for the new year, this is one of them, y'all. And I know a lot of people would say, this is lame. But if they knew what I knew and what you now know, they wouldn't think that, because there are some things in life we just absolutely need, and this is one of them. So I would be ecstatic to get it, just to tell you the truth. So, and if anything else, get a Christmas gift for yourself. It's the best thing you'll ever do for you. Just saying. There's nothing wrong with getting our own Christmas gifts. So I'm hoping this is helping y'all out. I really do. When I come up with some more ideas, you know I'm going to share it with y'all. Y'all, my family, and we got to get through this together. We're going to save money. We're not going to waste money. We're going to know what's better and what's not. We're going to find it. And if I find it, I'm going to share it. So I love y'all. And I have some fun things that I'm going to be coming up with very soon, especially before Christmas. We will be doing some kitchen videos, but not your ordinary. I want to do a charcuterie videos and show you how to do this, what looks fancy but not out of your pocket, unless you want it to. I mean, that's totally up to you. But sometimes we just like that grazing table, and that grazing table can be really good with all these different things that we can eat from. So, and sometimes you just don't feel like cooking in a grazing table. The table seems like the ultimate to do. So I want to show you how to do that on a small scale. So until then, y'all, I don't know if I'm going to have any more videos this week. I am getting through a huge project, and our church dinner is on Sunday. After that, I will be free up until Christmas for the family. So I do want to say to many of you, as the new year comes around, it is no surprise, y'all, that we are a Mediterranean homestead. We are also a Christian Mediterranean homestead. So you will hear me talk about the Lord every once in a while and praising him for what he does for us, because y'all, I cannot deny this. I am here because God had blessed me and granted me mercy to be here with you. This is no surprise, and I have said that in my videos. From an individual who was shot through the stomach and still standing here today to be able to bring information to you, to share with you, and to start a YouTube channel. This is nothing but mercy, grace, and an absolute miracle that I was giving, and I'm not going to waste life. So if you find me praising God, I'm not pushing my religion on you, y'all. I have a lot to be thankful for. I came to reality that there is somebody besides me out there. I should not be here. So I will there will be times that you will hear me talk about God. I'm, like I said, but I'm not going to push anything on y'all. You will hear me at times saying, thank you, God, for, this or that, because I am thoroughly thankful. Y'all, the information that I'm getting right now, the use of being able to find things that pass on to you. Do you know how huge this is? Because the more that my channel, when you hit that like button and you hit that subscribe button or you share this video, do you know how many people are going to get helped and blessed? And this is part of what I just said. Blessed, yes, blessed with the fact is they get the same information that you are getting. Because see, you're not under a special video. This is for everybody. This one's public. It's not like the membership where it's just certain videos for certain people. This is for everybody, but it takes you to help spread that word. So let's spread it far and wide for the new season, y'all. We need to get this information. How do we save money? What is best for our kitchen? What is best for our health? How are we going to do this? I am jumping in it this year and I'm getting headstrong into it. I have so many ideas and I cannot wait to start. So I'm going to stop rambling on because I love spending great quality time with y'all. Mwah! I love you. Until next time, much, much love from Parton's Mediterranean Homestead.